Hi guys, welcome to Flash Fact. Today we're going to look at the Bizarro Legends character. It's a character you can use in both Legends PvE and Legends PvP. But in order to be able to take a look at this character, we're going to need help from our little friend Magneto. The reasons behind that is that in order to be able to show you the character, there's two ways I could go about this. Either I start a legend match and try to show you the character as I'm playing the legend match, or I could go into the tier 5 missions and use a little mission called Test Subject Number 1 to show you how come on, to show you how the Bizarro character is. Somehow the menu is unresponsive, as you saw. So in this little mission here, we gain access to the awesome Bizarro character. It's a character I fell in love with right away, not just because of the character itself, but because of how the character was how you could play the character. Essentially, the powers clicked right away with me, and it became one of my favorite character to use. And essentially, as soon as I started using it, I already was using it almost like an expert. And also, one thing that would be greatly appreciated is if they did a training area for all the Legends character, like this area. Essentially, if the devs could just reuse this little area and use it as a training ground for any Legend characters, holy crap, would that be appreciated? I don't expect it would be that much work, but you never know. Maybe it would be, and I'm just blind about it. So essentially, the first power that our friend Bizarro can use is this one here, where he lunges at the target and hits it really hard, and it even creates these little cubes. Let's show you again. Bang! It's a pretty neat ability, and also it allows you to pretty much launch towards your target if you need to, and also you can hit it for some fairly good damage, and it will also affect every pretty much every character around here, around the one you're hitting. So it's a pretty nice power. There's also this one, which essentially Bizarro stomps, and again it will affect every characters around him. It sends some sort of shockwave all around their character. So it's a fairly neat power. The only problem with this is that you're pretty much stuck in that animation for the whole duration of the attack. So if on the fly you need to dodge or anything like that, you're pretty much stuck. I'm not sure if we can clip it with. Oh yeah, we can clip it. So at worst comes to worst, if you need to move while you're doing this, you can clip it with the X attack. So it will interrupt the animation. Not sure if how much it affects the damage if you do that, but worst comes to worst, you have some way to get out of the animation. There's also this one, which is a pretty good ability where essentially he strikes the ground with his heat vision, and is it his heat vision? Oh yeah, with his fire breath and ice vision, and with his fist, and it will damage pretty much everything around him. So it's a pretty neat ability. And of course, if your opponent is trying to flee, or if you need to jump on him right away, that's another option. It's faster. That essentially this is a pretty slow attack that some people would dodge, but usually this one is quick enough that most people won't be able to dodge it, or most opponents. So that's one of the pretty useful attacks, if you ask me. Also, there's this essentially it's ice vision, which also is pretty useful when an enemy is trying to flee. The range is fairly good on that ability. So if you're fighting someone and then they try to flee, you can hit them with that vision. And if you're lucky, it will also root them to the ground, so they won't be able to flee. And then you go to them and start beating the crap out of them. Well, let's drink a bit of cola to get some power back. And last but not least is the fire breath. The fire breath does many things. It can throw some enemies on the ground. Also, it will pretty much here. There's only one target, but it pretty much any character close to the target will get some fire damage, and it has also some damage over time. We don't see it as well here. It doesn't last that long. But essentially, the target will be on fire for a bit, so it will take some damage. I think it lasts for about 11 seconds, but I never really timed it, so don't take my word for that. Essentially, lasts a few seconds. That's probably a better explanation. So again, just a quick recap. So you can pretty much lunge at your opponent like this and create all those little cubes. You can stomp to the ground jumping like this. You can hit the ground with your heat vision, ice vision, and your fists. You can fly very quickly towards your target to get him. You have your ice vision, and you have your fire breath. And that is pretty much it for our friend Bizarro. There's also the breakout trinket, but that's standard on every characters. So So that was a flash fact for today. So I hope you guys learned a thing or two, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Ain't he a handsome fellow? Come on, look at him. Look at him. Ah. So anyways, bye bye.